Now, for instance, if my son and I have different political views, then is it worth it? Is it worth it to lose my son? Now, if he chooses to lose me, then that's another thing. But if by the way, we don't have political views, different, but I'm saying, if that's the case, do you want to lose your family member over that? I don't see that. I really don't. Do you want to spend the rest of your life hating your family members because they may be different from you? And you know, I think that we have to come to the conclusion in our lives that, you know, I'm just working on the hat here, that we're not going to agree on everything. And because of that, we're going to have to deal with whatever that is. So, I'm just saying, don't lose your family. Don't lose them. Now, you know, families have enough problems without messing up, you know. We have enough problems without making things even worse. We really do. I mean, families have enough problems with. But I have talked to people who have not spoken to brothers, sisters, things like that, all because of well, they can't even eat together. They can't go anywhere together. They can't do anything together without fighting over politics. And I have news. The reason I'm not going to do that is very simple, folks. I have a Lord and Savior who one day is going to come back, and He's going to straighten all this stuff out. So it doesn't matter who's president. That's the way I feel, and that's the way I look at things. He is going to come back, and He is going to rule this earth. And so it doesn't matter who is in the office at that time, because he is going to do it Himself. So, in a matter of speaking, I'm not going to lose my family over things like this. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to lose my family over the fact that I disagree with them or they disagree with me financially or whatever it is. Now, you know, there's just some ifs, ands, or buts about it, and what do we say? Okay, we got the little face working right here. Don't lose your family, and don't lose those that you are precious to you over something silly that comes. I mean, I know it may not seem silly to a lot of people, but if it's losing your family over it and losing people that you love, then yes, it becomes silly, just to prove that you're right. It really is. Be kind. You know what? There comes a time where sometimes just don't say anything. Just don't say anything. Because to be honest with you, there comes a time where we just have to be kind to one another and just don't say nothing. Now, I know there's times when you have to say things. I understand that. I understand with everyone, there comes that time where you have to say things to family members or do things or whatever it is that are not popular. But don't lose that family member over. Okay, we're getting this down. over politics. Because let me tell you something right now. I learned this about lawyers, folks. And if there's any lawyers out there, I remember one time, I'm going to tell on myself here, but I found this out about lawyers one time. I had a lawyer. I paid $8,000 in a divorce settlement, and this was not my choice. This was my wife who decided to do this. That was not my choice. I did not want to get a divorce, but she just decided she didn't want to be married anymore. And I got a divorce lawyer, and she got her lawyer. And they had a mediator that we had to go through to try to decide before we went before a judge, and we decided there how to separate things. I mean, we didn't, the children were already grown and everything like that, so it was just financial stuff. But the mediator and her lawyer and my lawyer were all in there mediating and doing all this kind of stuff. And I thought, well, my lawyer, you know, he's fighting for me and he's doing this and he's doing that, you know. And I guess he was in a way. But let me tell you something, folks. And I found this out the hard way because I actually saw it. When that was all over, I guarantee you, my lawyer, her lawyer, and the mediator went out and had lunch together. I guarantee it. I have seen it. If you think they're not all in the same camp, you're crazy. If you think that they're so fighting for you so much that they won't have anything to do with that other lawyer, you're out of your mind. These people, they play in the same field. They see each other every day in cases. And to be honest with you, they do what they want to. And they get it all figured out, and you end up paying. So let's not be crazy to think that that doesn't happen in the political field. So while you're sitting there, you won't talk to your family member because of something. Because things didn't work out the way you wanted it to or whatever. And you think that those people, and just like these politicians, same thing. They go have coffee and a beer afterwards and laugh at you of all the stupid things that you do because you fight over them. And if you don't believe that, then you don't have any idea what in the world's going on. That's exactly what goes on in this world around us, in the political field. They're all cut from the same thread. They really are, when it comes down to it. They're all cut from the same thread. They all do the same thing. So I just wanted you to understand that all the years and years of fighting and all that stuff that you thought that they were on your side, they are on your side for that time being. But all during the year and even during the time, they're looking after their own interest, and they're talking with those lawyers, and they're doing the same thing. So let's not be foolish into thinking that these people care more about you than they do about themselves. Just don't, I mean, you know, let's use wisdom. Let's use some wisdom here. These people do not care any more about you than you do about anyone else. So please understand that. They are all in the same boat. They are there to make a living, to collect money, just like these politicians are. And when it all comes down to it, they're all going to have dinner together one day, and they eat at one another's houses while you're sitting there thinking that this person is on your side and that they won't have nothing to do with that other person. I mean, it is a joke, folks. It is a joke for us to think otherwise. So all I'm saying is, don't think that that anything's different, because it's not. Okay, I'm doing a little that it's not, and you're just fooling yourself thinking that that's any different. Because I found that out with my $8,000 lawyer, that he was good friends with this other lawyer, and they even did things together, and he was very good friends with the moderator who was trying to, so you find out real quick, oh, these people are not enemies, and they're not out to get one another. These people are all in the same ballpark, and they're all drinking from the same water fountain. I'm going to tell you something. And you find that out real quick. So let's not lose family and friends over things that do not in the world. And listen, we all want to make America great again. But to make America great again is to be a better person for your family, your friends, those that really love you, folks, those that really care about you. I'm telling you, don't give that up for some political opponent that doesn't really care about you. And you'll be better off. I'm telling you. Really will. And that's not, you don't have to take my advice. That's the best thing in the world. Advice I give, you don't have to take. I just learned the hard way. I learned, the court systems and everything like that. Those judges and lawyers, they're all drinking out of the same water fountain, brother. Because they see each other every day in courts and things like that. And they're friends, and they make you believe that you and them that's your buddies, that's your friends, and that they're going to do the best for you. No, they're going to do the best for them. So, and if you don't, and if you think I'm wrong, that's okay. That's all right. But I think most of you know that these people, they're friends with one another. And they're all in the system, and they're all making money, and it's all for yourself. It's like these telemarketers, I'm gonna do. It's people that come along and go, oh well, listen, I'm really gonna do this for you. No, you're not gonna do this for me. You're gonna do this for yourself. Now, I might benefit a little bit from it, or whatever, but most of the time, it's gonna be for you. It's gonna be for you. So, we get into these situations, and I have met people who have not spoken to brothers, to sisters for so many years because of silly things that went on, and because, well, he did this or she did that, and their lawyer, he beat me in court or whatever it was, and I sued him, and just basically think that you're getting a fair deal by these court systems, and you are not, because they're they're enjoying their families, they're enjoying their homes because they know the system, and they know how the system is played, and that's just exactly how it is. It's played that way, and that's the way it's going to be. So it's simple. It's very, very simple. Let me shut up. You learn the hard way. You really do. All right. Look at this. Bring this down just a little bit more. This is our little beard down here he's got on. Now what we want to do is, I'm not going to put any eyes on him. I don't really need to. I'm going to make a little pipe, put in his mouth. I have to make that separate. Look at that. There we go. Now, I mean, we can put eyes on him up in here. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how we do it. And I'll go ahead and slip a little cuts in there deep. And we'll put our eyes in there. Such a small figure, we're not going to worry about. And you just ding, ding. Okay. And but that was pretty simple. Just a little thing we're doing there. A little cut. Okay. Now, I'll come back and I'll make a little, now, when I make the little pipe, I'm going to make it out of a toothpick. And so, stick it in there. So anyway, there's our little person. Let me wet him. Show you. Oh gosh. All right, let me get my little V-tool. Go ahead and put his just slip his just kind of make our little beard in there. Just little nicks in there for our beard. Okay. Have to be careful. This is so small. He's a little tiny person, so you want to be careful how you do this. All right, put that in there, and I'm gonna make his little pipe for him and put it in his mouth. All right, so we have our little sailor here. That's the first part of our little scene that we're gonna do. And I try to do these little simple scenes to just help you see how you can create these little things that you do go by. So there's our little sea captain, or seaman as we say. And next what we'll do is I'm gonna have a little boat next to him, and I'll show you how we're gonna do that. Just a little, I'm just gonna cut this a little bit deeper here. All right. Well, good, gee. That's why I put the corks on the... I hit something here. Okay, there's our little seaman. And so we've got him done. He's the first part of the actual little scene that we're doing. And we'll begin again.